Hi, this is Sam from Shaw Plumbing. I'm doing a video inspection of 2516 West Everett Avenue here in Spokane, Washington. It's about 12 p.m., 9/8/2020. I'm pushed all the way out to the end of the sewer line, which is roughly about 100 feet long. So what we're seeing here is the spot that the homeowner is responsible for, the connection to the city sewer, all the way back to what's inside the house. So as I start to pull some things back here, I'm going to explain some stuff about this pipe. So right now we are in a 4-inch concrete connection. And these concrete connections, the way they made them back in the day, it's anywhere from between 2 to 5 feet long. Right at the end of the sewer line here, we can see towards the upper left-hand side of the screen there, those are all tree roots. And the upper right-hand side of the screen there is tree roots as well. It's going to be pretty normal for that to get into a concrete line. Realistically, they should probably get snanked out once a year just to maintain the life of the pipe and make sure those tree roots don't get too big and start to become a bigger hassle. The tree roots will cause backups. The main thing that's going to cause backups with tree roots is if any flushable wipes or toilet paper, anything other than toilet paper is going down there essentially. So we're still on that 4-inch concrete, which is going to be out in the alley where the connection to the city sewer is. Right there is a seam. It looks like we have a little bit more tree roots up on the top left-hand corner there, but not a lot. It's pretty normal to see that. What you don't want to see them is covering the whole surface area of the pipe, which is very, very normal to see. So right here, we switch from 4-inch concrete to 4-inch clay tile, and we have a little bit more tree roots coming in on the right-hand side. Back in the day when they put these in, they didn't have any clay tile pieces or concrete pieces that did turns, so a lot of the times they put them in offset essentially to kind of get stuff to go down and get stuff to turn. Here's another seam with a little bit of tree roots right here. This is what you kind of want to see for if you're going to have a tree root intrusion inside of your pipe. It's really not really getting towards the bottom of the pipe or anything like that. The pipe actually looks fairly clean. So tile and concrete looks like it's in good condition. As I pull this thing back, it's very normal to have tree roots at every seam, and that's essentially what we're seeing here. Realistically, it's not a bad idea, like I said, to get this thing snaked out once a year so it does not cause any issues. If it does cause issues, what's going to happen is the basement floor drain is going to back up every time you flush a toilet. You'll notice the basement bathroom, if there is one, will not flush. Or it'll back up into the shower in the basement. So definitely a little bit of tree roots to get rid of here. So I'm pulling back. Looks like that is the spot where stuff is getting stuck. Obviously, you can see it with some tree roots inside of the line right there. Like I said, this just needs to get snaked out. The other thing that you can do, snaking doesn't get all the roots, it just gets the majority and kind of keeps up with the maintenance. You can get what's called a jetter in here, and what that is a high pressured hose that'll clean out the roots pretty much perfect to the size of the pipe. Instead of when you're snaking, you're kind of just making a hole in it sometimes. You can clean it up, it just takes a little bit of extra work. So yeah, all these seams have tree roots in them. Very normal to see for the type of line that we're dealing with here. Essentially, pretty much each seam is running into the same deal. So as you can see, these seams that are coming up a little bit closer to the house are a little bit better. There's a tree right in the middle of the backyard. It's probably the roots from that tree would be my guess. Everything is looking pretty good in this area. So right here they have a piece of concrete that they stubbed up and kind of offset it onto this tile to make it turn. Looks fairly normal, and it stair steps down so it's not catching anything. You can see my camera kind of went down. Same thing it'll do for anything that goes down the sewer line. That's supposed to go down there. So we go through another little concrete turn right here, and then you switch to Orangeburg pipe. Orangeburg pipe was made in between the 40s and 70s. Back when we stopped using cast iron for sewer lines, we switched to the clay tile and Orangeburg pipe. This Orangeburg pipe is also called bituminous fiber. It's essentially made up of wood pulp and tar paper compressed into layers. So we thought it was a good idea back in the day because it was very light and easy to install. Nowadays we're realizing that there's a little bit more issues at hand with this pipe. You can see here it's not necessarily a circle shape, it's more of an oval. Some ovaling has started to happen, meaning the pipe is starting to kind of crush itself a little bit. It's normal to see that. This ovaling does not look bad. I've seen a lot worse when it comes to Orangeburg. The other thing that's going to happen with Orangeburg is if you look over to the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you can see some type of bulbing and like cracks in the bottom of the pipe there. So what happens is those layers of tar paper and wood pulp essentially are starting to crack up and fray. It'll create what's called blisters. It just looks like a normal blister on someone's body, but essentially inside the sewer line. And those will start to make the bottom of the pipe rough and cause backups. You see here the bottom, even a little bit where the water has ran previously, is kind of starting to eat away at the bottom of the pipe a little bit. So as far as ovaling goes, it doesn't really look too bad of ovaling. Orangeburg, unfortunately, is not the best style of pipe you want in the house, but I have seen Orangeburg that is much, much worse than this. So I was able to get my camera through it. I don't see any really big holes or anything like that. Like I said, it's very normal to see this thing essentially ripped up, and little pieces on the bottom like that are all rough and blistering. And then we switch from this. It's a very small section of Orangeburg. It looks like about 20 feet of Orangeburg over to what's inside the house, which is this 4-inch cast iron. Which is a very normal pipe for this age of the house, and pretty much just looking for rust spots and holes in cast iron. I'm not really seeing anything too crazy. And then right here, we're coming up out of our clean out from where we did our video inspection from today. And that will conclude our video inspection. That was Sam from Shop Loading Services. Thank you.